It was in 1969, and that was the Black Panther raid, as it's called, December 9th, 1969, which was at 41st and Central. That location involved a militant group that had 17 members that we were involved in a major firefight.
All right.
Officer down, 612 Haley, Central Area Code
Boys,
3.
it is 100 degrees in my room right now.
What do you want, Sergeant?
So I'm dying for this art.
Travel across the railroad tracks and set up across the way. The east side of the building faces the train tracks. That's where the entrance is. I need you to provide cover for the entry team. You're Sierra 1. Contact me as soon as you're in position.
Right.
Sergeant Rooker, what's the situation? We're not sure yet. Officers Tobin and Bale from Central were answering a code 30 Adam. The officers approached the warehouse and found the front entrance door open. As they were entering the building, they were fired upon. Bale was shot in the face. Tobin apparently grabbed Bale, dragged him around to the back of the building, and called for assistance. By the time assistance arrived, the firing from within had subsided. Bale's en route to the hospital, and Tobin standing by to provide information. We're hearing random shots fired. We've set up communications in the ice building.
The owner's here.
Come on.
Well, of course, I don't want any more damage to occur than already has.
Mrs. Schneibly, this is Sergeant Rooker. Would you mind repeating to him what you just told me?
Well, yes, of course. Hello, I'm Marcia Schneibly. I own this building. Well, the business does. I was just telling this officer here that, well, my warehouseman is missing. And when the police called this morning and said something about someone shooting off guns in my warehouse, well, I thought, oh, where's Hector? I mean, he's a diligent employee. He would not just allow someone to come in and shoot up my building.
Mrs. Schneibly, do you think it could be Hector firing off these weapons?
Well, heaven's sake, no. Hector is a sweet young man. A little slow, maybe, but mentally challenged, but not...
Rooker, Packmeyer.
Would you please excuse us, Mrs. Schneibly? Please finish what you were saying to this officer here. Thank you.
All right, we're just going to go ahead and talk to her and interview her. So let's go ahead and get a clicky going.
Mrs. Schneibly, you were saying that you believe your warehouseman is missing?
Schneibly.
Believe he is missing? Well, I should say so. Hector reports to work Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. He is a very dependable employee. Why, in 5 years of working for us, he has never missed a day.
Mrs. Schneibly, what's Hector's full name, and can you give me a physical description?
Oh, yes, it's Hector Martinez, and he's about 6 feet tall, about 180 pounds, clean-shaven, dark hair. I don't know how old he is. Like I said before, he's a little bit mentally challenged. He's simple. Well, have you seen that movie, Forrest Gump? That's the way he is. That's the way he is. Forrest Gump wouldn't hurt anybody, and neither would Hector hurt anybody.
Mrs. Schneibly, nobody says Hector has or would hurt anybody. Up until now, we didn't even know about Mr. Martinez. We're just trying to determine what the situation is. Mrs. Schneibly, would you have a home phone number for Mr. Martinez?
Well, yes. Well, not with me at the office. I mean, I'd have to call to get it.
All right, talk to her again. She's got to talk to her like 4 or 5 times.
Can you give me a layout of the warehouse?
Oh, well, yes. Well, it's mostly a big, empty building. We keep it for extra storage, and Hector maintains the building for when we need extra space. Well, that's not what you asked, is it? Oh, well, let's see. Okay, the building was built to utilize the train tracks. And so the roll-up doors and the entrance face the railroad tracks. And when you walk in, well, it's just a big open building. I have some furniture stored in there from when the children were small, and my husband and the boys have some mini bikes in there as well.
Is there just one large room?
Oh, no, there are 2 large rooms upstairs. Well, the second room, I don't know, it has some old scales. Junk, really. Nothing important.
Got community
You said
theater.
upstairs. Is there a downstairs to the building as well?
Oh, yes. Didn't I mention that? Well, it's mostly just beams and floor supports. And Hector has his little makeshift office down there. Nothing fancy.
Is there an outside entrance to the basement, Mrs. Schneibly?
Oh, heavens, no. No, I had that sealed up years ago. You know, we have trouble with hobos here. I mean, they ride the train in the day and at night stop and look for a place to sleep. Well, we literally had a hobo camp down there. No, I had workmen come and cement and brick up that door. No, do you know what it does to your insurance rates when you have hobos in your building? just terrible. No, there's only one entrance to the basement, and it's through the warehouse. I don't remember if the stairs are in the first room or the second room. Does that matter?
Not the hobos in the building.
Mr. Schneibly, is there a phone line in the building? And do you know the number?
Oh, yes. I know. The number is 213-298... No, 213-289... No, I'll just have to call and get it for you. But there is a phone. It's in Hector's little basement office area. You know, I wanted him to have a nice little desk with a phone on it upstairs. But no, he insisted on having the phone installed downstairs in the basement, that dark, dank basement.
The dark, dank basement.
Is there anything else you can tell me about the warehouse or about Hector?
Nothing I can think of. It's just a big warehouse. It's empty, and Hector's just a simple man trying to make a living. I can't understand how he could be causing all this trouble. It's just not like him.
Mrs. Schneibly, we haven't determined that Hector is causing all this trouble. Mrs. Schneibly, we've set up a communications post over by the ice house across the way. Could I ask you to go in there and use the telephone to call your office and get those phone numbers we talked about?
Oh, well, sure, but I don't want to be in the way. I'll just use the phone in my car if that's all right.
That'd be fine.
Yeah, I remember that part in Forrest Gump where Forrest Gump took a hostage and barricaded himself inside a warehouse. That was like my favorite part of that movie. Okay, so anyway, we're out here. We've already questioned her. We're just going to go talk to Pacemeyer here.
He was one of the responding officers to the 30 Atom.
As I was telling Packmeyer, we get false alarms down here all the time. The wind's always blowing the doors open on these old buildings, or we have transients camping out. Last thing I expected was gunfire.
Did you see anyone?
No, not really. Everything happened real quick. We were approaching the door. It was partially open. Bales went to reach for it. He had his hand on the doorknob. It seemed to me that the door was closing rather than opening. I got this sinking feeling in my stomach, and then wham! Bales was hit, and I was dragging him out of there.
All right, that should be good. Let's just go talk around to the other people.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, officer. What did you learn from the owner of the property?
Well, the name of the missing warehouseman is Hector Martinez. He works Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., hasn't missed a day of work in 5 years. He's about 6 feet tall, weighs about 180 pounds, clean-shaven, dark hair. Now, she says he's mentally challenged. She's going to call her office and get a home telephone number for him.
Good.
She also said that the building was built in relation to the railroad. All the roll-up doors and the entrance door are on the same side only. She said that there are 2 large interior rooms, mostly empty.
Okay.
There's also a basement to the building. It houses Hector's office and apparently some beams and floor supports.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Mrs. Schneibly doesn't recall if the stairs leading to the basement are on the first room or the second room.
I see.
Apparently, there is a telephone line into the building. It's in the basement. She doesn't know the number offhand. She's calling her office to find it.
Good.
One last thing. Mrs. Schneibly said that Hector's not the kind of person to hurt anybody, and she doesn't think it's him in there firing the rounds.
Well, we'll find that out soon enough. Thanks. Good job.
Great acting there by Rooker. He's just good. I see. Yes. I want to get paid to say yes in different ways. The fuck? Kill my guidance counselor.
All I'm saying is there's one entrance, the front. Saunders and Tello were placed across the railroad tracks to cover us. But that's a distance, man.
The place is big inside. I know it. I can tell. We're gonna need some long-range power. This isn't gonna be pretty.
I bet they panicked when Central showed up. I bet they're in there freaking out.
All right, at this point, we're just waiting for them to call. It's just random. They'll randomly just call you up for the actual event here. So you just kind of got to waste time until the game decides that it wants to call you. Well, I guess let's just go talk to Packmeyer again.
I didn't really see anything. I heard the sound, and I saw Bales fly backwards. Whoever shot him must have been right up on the door.
Briefing, everyone.
There we go.
Come on, let's go. Okay, this is what we know. We have one wounded officer, and weapons fire is randomly erupting from within the structure. CNT's been telephoning the warehouse, but there's been no pickup. The warehouse is broken into 2 rooms. In one of the rooms, which one we don't know, are stairs leading to a basement. The basement is dark, and it consists mainly of floor supports. There's also an office area. We've placed sniper teams on 3 surrounding buildings. The approach will be from side 4 to 3 to 2, around to side 1. We can assume the opening 1 will be secured. We have the keys from the owner, so there should not be a problem with entry unless the door is barricaded from the inside. We know it's a large space, so we're issuing 223s. Fat's in the fire. Packmeyer, let's light them up.
Looks like the fat's in the fire. Let's go.
With stealth. Carmichael, scout. Denton, shotgun. Pup, you're being issued the M16 for range.
That's right.
There's a distance between us and the shooter, and Pup has the shot. It's his. Rhea, Wixel, you're in on the entry. You trail. Okay?
Look at that bad boy.
Let's move out.
We doing some pew-pew today. All right, here we go. Here's the entry, finally.
Team in position. High ground.
So he's telling us to hold.
Side 1 clear of threat. Roger that. Ready. Go.
And we're in rear, man. We're just the shooters, so we're just going to kind of follow the SWAT team in. Our job is to provide cover, primarily, and to shoot the suspect if he appears. That's it.
Try the key. Mirror up.
All right, we got a thumbs up. So we're clear. All right, and after we put this mirror back into this guy's backpack, we're going to go ahead and everybody's going to start moving
ready to
in.
make entry.
So we don't have the option yet, but once they move in, we're going to be able to slice the pie.
Go.
So we're going to want to quickly get down to those arrows to make sure we get down to the slice the pie option.
Entry team in.
There we go. Let's get that pie sliced to the left. All right, now we're inside of the building. So we're just going to cover these boxes, cover their advance. Just keep your crosshair just, you know, up screen there or upstage. And then if you can, we're just going to watch these fellas go over here. And you're just going to warn them of possible suspect activity within that furniture. That helps. All of these missions, there's like 3 or 4 ways that each of them can kind of go, sort of. So what I'm doing right now might not be what you see, but I mean, you can generally, you know, understand how to make it through a mission. Luckily with this one, we're not going to be using the lash as much, which is nice. It's a pretty easy one, honestly. I think it's easier than the old lady, but that's just me. Because we're just chilling, dude. They're doing all the work. Oh my lord, it is hot in here. All right, so there we go. We're gonna wait because Packmeyer's gonna.
Carmichael, move up to the door, mirror it, and see if it's clear.
So he's going to call in Packmeyer, but he's also going to tell us to move up and cover Carmichael and his team too. We got the pie out.
Looks clear. Pop, move up.
Move up. All right, there we go. Now we're going to cover the door while they mirror it. And
stairwell, far right wall, no sign of Gray. Pop, you cover left. Rhea, Wixel, you take the stairwell. Carmichael Denton, you move left with me. Ready to make entry? Go!
all right, we're going to cover the team to the left. So we're going to slice the pie around the corner. And now we're just going to cover their right while they advance. Keep an eye on that circle on the bottom left there. You see how his fist came up? Because Packmeyer will tell you when to move.
That area to the left.
So you just keep an eye on him. And they just want to clear this furniture real quick. Make sure nobody's hiding back there. You know, camped out in the furniture. Like a Call of Duty match. Just waiting to shoot somebody in the back. Because they're too much of a wuss to take you head on.
Go. Hold.
All right. Well, I did that a little fast, but he'll tell you to cover right. So you just want to put your arrow on the right side, and then just go right. Obviously, I know what's going to happen, so I skip that step a little bit. But essentially, what they're doing on the left right now that you can't see because you're covering this corner is they are clearing the room on the left side of the room there. To our right here is going to be the stairwell that lady was talking about. And then downstairs is Mr. Hector. You know, Forrest Gump with an attitude. So... and you'll see them walk into frame here pretty soon. Anytime now, Packmeyer. Clear that room. Let's go. All right, see, there he comes. Now, Packmeyer will tell you when he wants you to cover him again, so just stay here. This is all about patience. The only way you fail is by doing a bunch of crazy stuff. Just chill. There he goes. That's cover. That's cover right. So he wants you to cover to his right. So we're going to go over here to the right, and we're going to cover this stairwell. As they advance upon it, he's throwing up the cover sign again, so you want to make sure you just keep him covered. Oh!
Let me see your hands!
Okay, this is it. This is my kick out here, and I'll use it, man. I will. No! You put your gun down. Put the gun down. Listen to me. Without me.
Just like that. Looks like Hector gonna be fine. Looks like Forrest Gump's going home to see Jenny. Alright, watch this.
Officer, Sergeant Rooker and I will be attending the Use of Force Review Board hearing to testify regarding our personal knowledge of the shooting incident you were involved in.
Oh, we're on
We
trouble.
do not anticipate disciplinary actions to be taken against you. But until
cool.
the Office of Internal Affairs, the Use of Force Review Board, and the officer-involved shooting team have completed their investigation, you're relieved of active duty.
Aw.
This is a formality. Don't despair. Keep training with your element. You'll be back in the saddle in no time.
Oh, cool, man. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. All right, so we passed that scenario. I wonder how long it's going to take the LAPD to clear an officer of a shooting. I bet you it's a long process where they take a lot of time. They make sure they look at all the different aspects that went on during that time to make sure that there was no wrongdoing and that everybody's being held accountable for the things that they do and how they did it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen though. because that would be like the responsible thing to do. You know what I mean? If you were to do that. Let's just go back to this meeting room real quick, though. Oh, it's because it's these guys again. What's up? What happened? What?
Officer, I have good news. After a thorough investigation, you've been cleared of any misconduct regarding the shooting you're involved in.
In a minute and a half.
Reinstated to active duty.
The elements missed you out there. Good to have you back.
In a minute and a half. Oh, you gotta love that. LAPD.